Welcome back to Two M's and a Podcast. My name is Manny.
And I'm Megan.
And hopefully you guys enjoyed this last week's video as much as we enjoyed making it for you guys.
Yes, definitely. So this week we've got a couple topics for you guys. We're going to be discussing how difficult our first video was and how we were able to do everything and kind of get into details of that. Yeah. Also, we've got some wedding updates for you guys, so we'll talk about that a little bit. And then even how tough it's been this last year while I'm in school and Manny's working. And then how to deal with sick kids while you are sick.
Yeah, that was fun. Also, just a little tidbit in there. Hopefully our voices didn't change too much from last week, because last week when we recorded, we were sick. So hopefully you guys will get a note of our regular voices.
Except I can actually hear now.
Yeah.
Last week I wasn't able to hear out of my right ear, so recording was really interesting because it sounded very distorted. And then I coughed several times, but I don't think I'll cough this time.
That's another topic.
It wasn't the beer bug.
No.
But we'll talk about it.
Man, one thing before we get started, I will say, man, our pre-game ritual before we get started on recording and editing and all that stuff. It's so crazy and it's fun because there's just like a mini party down here.
I got sweaty.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm talking about it, because we both, we're setting up the audio, we're setting up the video, and as we're doing things, we're just partaking in some extracurricular activities down here, and it's just funny.
Blasting music.
Yeah, we're just like blasting music, like vibing, getting ready for this, like getting super amped. And I'm like, I feel like I just got done. Not necessarily working out, but just doing some like light warm up.
Well, we did talk about that this was going to be the club. This is our new club on Friday. So we did get sweaty like we were at the club, and we did dance.
Yeah, we did. It
like
was
we
funny.
Were at the club.
It's just funny because it's the second week now, and it's like we're like looking forward to this every time. So we hope you guys are definitely looking forward to it as much as we are.
Yes, absolutely. So with that, we'll get right into it. How much we liked last week's video. We loved recording it. The after, not so much. It took a very long time to get everything together. So it was really funny. We uploaded everything and we did really good, and we were so excited. We got it onto iMovie and GarageBand or whatever apps we use, and everything was distorted. So our audio was off of our video. We were trying to figure that out, and we have no experience with anything like that. So trying to mesh those together, and you have to delete the audio from the camera and match it with the audio from our microphones. And
Megan's an expert now. I've been making her do all of our editing while I watch over the top like this. Because,
and Manny's like,
yeah.
Hey, how'd you do that? Why'd you do that? How did you?
Because first of all, obviously a lot of people probably don't know about this unless you know me personally, but I'm completely not the tech person at all. I do learn, I like learning about it. I like knowing the things, but I'm not the tech person at all.
I guess I like to think I am. I'm definitely not a tech person, but I like to think I am because
you definitely have way more skills in just using a computer than I do. So that's why she kind of took over that role of the editing portion of things, and she did a great job. I at least I know, I think so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you. So that's that last week putting that video together. So just a little backstory to that. It took us 2 weeks to get to the point where we sat down and started actually editing that video. First of all, 2 weeks before, it took us 2 weeks before we sat down and shot the video. Then it took us 3-4 days to figure out little hurdles and bumps to actually edit it, because the editing wasn't that crazy. We haven't even gotten really good at it just yet.
It took us 2 hours to figure out how to upload the video.
It was very depressing sitting there
oh my God, I'm not doing this.
We're just clicking this, we're just clicking the same stuff. We're like, all right, if we do this again, then it's gonna work, and it's not working still. And then until Megan just doing research, me clicking around okay, am I doing something? And she's like, no, you're not doing anything.
We might have fought a couple times.
And she's like, I think I found it. And then she finds it and does it, and we're just like, what the heck? Ah. And then that was the end of the night.
Praise.
That was all we did that day. We were like, all right, we're going to sleep. Like, this took forever. So we're going to go to sleep and edit it tomorrow. And then the next day, it was like, once we got over that hump, then it was like, all right, we could continue going. We got most of the stuff done, and then we slowly added things. Then we started kind of figuring out how we were going to launch it. Obviously, doing our little posts and Instagram and letting everyone know when it's going to come out. So
yes. So, but with like, if you guys have any people to follow, people to talk to, if you have any
recommendations,
experience in iMovie or GarageBand, please let us know. Because we would love any tips and all tips, so we don't spend 2 hours of trying to figure out how to upload a video. But instead spending 2 hours of the fun stuff, which is like, this or editing, just fun stuff.
We ultimately want to get really good at that back end stuff that takes us so much more time.
We laughed
that we can keep creating way more content, so that way, then you guys are getting more videos during the week. You guys can actually see almost in real time what is happening. You can hear it from us.
Yeah. But it was funny because then we thought that we had like passed all the hurdles of uploading the video and getting the editing done, and we were so excited, and then we couldn't figure out how to save it.
Even now there's still like
we have
still
a storage
like something
issue
right now.
Now we have a storage issue, but not even that. Like we had to figure out how to we like had to convert it over, and then once we uploaded it to YouTube, and it like it knocked us back or something. I don't know what it said. It was like
luck's been on our side, so we got it finished, and we literally are clicking upload to YouTube, and then it uploads. So it literally uploads, then it's done, then it says now we have to wait for YouTube to recognize this video, and it has to go through YouTube's whatever and upload, and it kept saying 0 for like 30 minutes. And we literally, we got to the point where it was so late at night.
We went to bed.
We said, hopefully this works. We'll see tomorrow.
I actually left for work, and Manny texted me and was like, hey, the video uploaded. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. Okay, cool. Like, we're good. We got it. We at least figured something out. But wow, guys, the struggle of trying to figure out how to upload videos, edit videos, upload the YouTube, do that all correctly, but then not even that, we had to put a teaser out, a feeler out on Instagram. Wow, the work that we have. But now we're at the fun part. We're at recording today.
This is the best part of our week, pretty much.
Best part of our week.
Then we've been pretty much just brainstorming, getting ready for this day, because this is like what we're looking forward to every week. Yes. One other thing that we also struggled with, aside from the video, was even just getting the audio synced up to the point where we could have 2 microphones working together simultaneously, both of our headphones working together simultaneously, so that we could hear each other.
I'm so grateful we spent those 2 weeks of doing that. We actually we had business meetings that we would just talk in the mics during our meetings, and then we'd figure out, that's too far. I can't do this. I gotta be right here.
Feels better.
And then our one headphone wasn't working, but yikes. Anyway, we think we've got the basics down now. So here we are on recording day number 2, and the best part is we hit record.
On hopefully.
The video.
I really hope so, because
actually, we
haven't gone through this whole video yet, and we will let you guys know on the second take if
there's a second take, we'll let you know if it's take 2, because hopefully
you'll know. Exactly. If the video is at 10 minutes at this time, you're still watching it, there is no take 2. If not, you will have known within the first 30 seconds. Our faces would have been like this.
Yeah, that's why that first video. What? I don't know if you guys. Well, so I am definitely more animated than Manny. I'm more animated than you. But
I can agree.
Manny was a little angry with me after that.
I definitely hold the grudge a little bit longer than most people, because I was just like, are you kidding me? We had the craziest video. I mean, we still have the audio, and who knows? Maybe we'll release that unseen audio at some point. Who knows? Whatever we'll do with it, we don't know yet, because we do want to still use it. It was great. We had a really good conversation.
Maybe we'll put it on Spotify. Maybe that's one of the things we'll do.
Yeah, we'll do
Spotify.
something with it.
Anyway,
but it was still just kind of like annoying. But yeah, so we've figured out the basics of video. What?
I'm the queen.
Okay, hold on. Before I get into that, so how did you come to that conclusion?
Because it doesn't matter if you're bad or not. I'm still the queen. I'm the queen.
That means you have to be. That means you have to be crowned by a king.
No, because Queen Elizabeth doesn't have her king. She was crowned queen.
By who?
She's the family. I mean, I'm not British, but
I don't know. I'm only asking. By who?
She's part of the family. It's not the man.
Right, but at some point, their family.
Was she? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't remember the British history. That was. Oh my gosh, that was A Push with Mr. Tarbit.
Oh, don't get into that now. That's 10 years ago, Megan. Anyway. That's 8. I don't know. Don't get into that.
Anyway, so back to uploading our video. Oh my gosh, so I'm still a queen, but
hold on. Again, I can't. If you're gonna throw these little jabs in there, I'm gonna contest them because.
Okay. How did you feel after you uploaded the first video onto YouTube?
I'm going to recap. So we figured out basics of getting video and editing down. Megan's forte. We figured out the basics of the audio side of things. My forte. Not really. Megan's literally like I'm doing certain things that I'm just getting better at, but Megan's the tech person here because I really hate technology. I deal with it because it's obviously one of those things that you can't. Hold on, what's going on here? You have a conversation with them? Hold on, what's going on here?
I didn't do anything. I'm
gonna walk off set. I'm just gonna walk off set and create a scene.
I'm listening to your recap.
Anyways, but yeah, so then we have video basics, we have audio basics. Once again, if any of you guys either A, are in this type of field where you're a wizard at video and audio, definitely shoot us a DM, shoot us a comment, engage with us more. We would love to pick your brain and understand this on a way deeper level. Shout out to Taylor and Giovanna for being those wizards that we confide in now. But obviously, the more knowledge, the better for us.
Yes.
So that's kind of where we're at in terms of this whole understanding the video and audio side of YouTube.
So my question, with all that, I don't know about you, but I do want to know how you felt. So how did you feel when we posted the feeler?
So the feeler, okay, so that's a good question. So when did we post that?
We posted that
Wednesday, right?
Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Okay, either way, it doesn't even matter because our days are so matched together that it's just, we remember when that happened. Excuse me. So when we posted that, I was just like, oh my God, we're like actually posting stuff now. Like before, we had like a bunch of audio and video that we were just playing around with to get over the fear of being on the other side of the camera, listening to ourselves on audio. You know, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I would ever hear myself through an iPhone or some sort of video where somebody's like recording something that I'm doing or whatever, I would be like, yeah, definitely delete that because I sound weird. Yeah. Shout out to these mics because they make us sound like...
They make me sound like what I think I sound like. Which is
I don't know what that means.
Myself.
But they make me sound like I should be on the ESPN broadcasting.
What?
What do you guys think? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so as far as that video, actually, I felt really good about it. Yeah. And I'll tell you why, because obviously we had to put that little snippet together, and I didn't even think about this at first. Megan had this great idea. She must have been thinking about it at work. She came home, she's like, oh, we should do this. to promote it. For me, I was just thinking a post. Like, let's just put a post up. We'll put a picture, whatever. We'll let everyone know, and we'll let it like build some kind of momentum so that the video goes, and we'll just post a video. And that was not the best idea. Megan's idea in terms of putting that little video together and kind of draw you guys in was good. And yeah, I felt really good about it because obviously we were here editing it together and putting it together. But
yeah,
how did you feel about it?
I was nervous. I felt a little sick. And I was really excited, and I wasn't nervous when we were recording, which was really fun for me because I was really nervous that I was going to be nervous. So I had I was very anxious in the beginning, and then I felt okay, mostly because I don't like public speaking, and I don't like it. I don't like any of that. I don't like being in front of a camera. I don't like listening to myself on video and those things. And then when we were on the podcast, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I feel so exhilarated, like I'm ready to go. And then we posted it out on Tuesday, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I just felt like we were like opening our lives to the world. What of all of our 50 followers right now? But hopefully that'll be more. But I'm so grateful for those 50. But even just those 50, I mean, I post pictures of our kids. I post pictures of you and I and our family. Not so much of I felt very vulnerable, but then I got over it. And then when we posted on Thursday, I was like, yes, I am ready. This is so much fun. I'm so excited. This is going to be so cool. And the best part is that got me hyped for today.
Yeah. I mean, even just piggybacking off of what she said, I mean, so this is November 12th, 2021. Whoever's following us at this point now, I mean, we are so thankful for you guys because that literally every time we get one follower, we're like, yeah. We're just literally
it's mom.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's most of it right now. It's all friends and family, and
we're so grateful for you guys.
Going.
You guys are so
really
real.
Do not understand the feeling we get for the likes, the follows. As bad as that, I mean, I don't want to sound too.
I know what you're trying to say. We don't want to sound superficial.
No, not even that.
It's not like we're trying to make anything big out of this.
It's an accomplishment thing.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment.
Now there's certain goals and certain thresholds that we're trying to meet, right? Because we're looking at this okay, how do we gain one more follower? We're gonna go find one more follower.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we're gonna do that, and then we're like, so that's the whole thing is we're just trying to build something fun and exciting, and every time somebody likes, every time somebody follows, every time somebody comments.
Yes.
I mean, we had so many for us.
We had great
this
comments.
Last video exceeded to the moon the expectations we were even thinking about. We were just like, man, we're gonna put it up, and we know her mom's gonna watch it and love it. We know Mama's gonna watch it and love it. She might not ever get past the first video because she doesn't know anything about technology. I'll have to show her how to get to the next one every single time.
Yeah.
But at that point...
But we are grateful for the ones who liked, commented, subscribed, who called us. That was so fun.
I got a call, man. I'll have to shout out Brandon Smith. We got a call from him. Or I got a call from him, and I told Megan about it. Man, that right there was literally when somebody can make your day like that, completely different type of feeling because it doesn't happen that often, right? For us, our kids are something that you come in, you see them being, so innocent, being whatever, and it's awesome. But Brandon literally called me and say, man, he called me about a whole nother topic, and it was funny. We just got into it all, and he was like, man, I love the podcast so far. I'm gonna keep watching. You guys keep doing your thing, and it's just awesome to have all the support.
Yeah. So, but with all that, and then we got a couple comments that we actually had to answer. I say one comment because we got a question, and the question was, how did we get away with boxing each other in public? And I'm so happy that this question came up.
This was a really good question because this was a really good question because if you think about it, you're like, what?
Yes. And honestly, I mean, it's not that we really got away with it because we were sparring. We weren't really beating each other up. We were sparring. But Manny and I would go. We lived in Blacksburg at the time, and we would go and play softball on the soccer field, soccer on the soccer field. And you know, like just working out, we would even just work out on the soccer field, and then we would box. So we had the headgear, we had mouth guards, we had our gloves, and we would spar. And I'm pretty sure people would see us and probably think that we were crazy. And you know, I don't know how that would look as, you know, a 5'2" small girl beating up a 5'10" male, but
Okay.
But anyway, so I can't give you a good answer. I don't know how we got away with it, but that's what we did. We literally went out into a field in the middle of Blacksburg and would spar each other as a workout. It wasn't that we were just angry with each other.
No,
we were going to work out.
I'll give you the story here. I'll give you the true story here. If you haven't catch my drift, the true story. If you guys have ever seen those, I don't know where it started. It might have been TikTok or Instagram or one of these other social media platforms where the girlfriend, fiance, whoever, significant other asks their partner, "Hey, would you punch me in the face as hard as you can for $1 billion?" You know, if you guys have ever seen that, this is how this whole boxing thing started. We were already ahead of the game and we didn't even know it. We were preparing.
We should have had TikTok back then.
Yeah, we were preparing for this moment. You know, I already knew if I ever got that offer, I wanted to be ready. You know, so that's kind of how that started. I wanted to be ready. We were like, hold on, I don't ever really, you know, I just want to make sure I'm ready, you know, because it's a different feeling. I don't want to do that, but hey, it's $1 billion. I mean, if you've seen that one guy who was like,
what did he say? He was like,
I'd knock your head clean off.
I'd knock your head clean off.
Yeah.
She was like, what?
Sorry, guys. I hope this is sorry. Okay. Sorry. We got some
technical difficulties, still working on, but that's okay. But that was a good transition point for us anyway, because we talked about all of that. And we did say that we wanted to give you guys a wedding update. And we had actually a couple wedding updates this weekend. This week. We haven't done really anything for our wedding. The biggest thing was
She's lying.
No.
Lying.
No.
She's lying.
As far as like...
The wedding's already been planned 30 years ago.
It was planned 30
hold on,
years
she's
ago.
Lying.
It was planned when I was like 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every woman. I think you guys can understand that. We know what we want to wear. We know what we want our bridesmaids to wear. We want where we want to be. So yes, that aspect.
Sorry, I didn't mean to have to call you out like that, but you can't. You can't lie to these people.
You don't have to call me out. Women know that. Women know that they've planned their wedding forever. But with that, we truly haven't. We set our budget. We haven't like. I mean, it's less than a year away, and we haven't really booked anything yet. So we did a couple things this past week, and we are really excited about it. And the first thing is Manny mentioned a friend that we have, Giovanna and Taylor Hunt, are friends that we have. And Giovanna is a fantastic photographer. We know Giovanna and Taylor. They were our old neighbors when we lived in Gainesville. And Giovanna she's a fantastic photographer. She does it all. And it's really cool because they are our age and they have a son that's Joao's age. So Joao and Ollie love each other, and there's so much. They ask for each other all the time. They ask to like FaceTime each other, and it's super cute. But they're cute. So Giovanna took. We had engagement photos.
Yeah.
This last week, which was really cool.
So we've known Taylor and Giovanna for about how long? Like 2 years now?
So we met them in March, the year that you graduated, but we didn't move there until May.
Yeah, so we met them as soon as we moved in.
Yeah.
And I mean.
Yeah, because they were tiny. Ollie and Joao were like 6 months and. No, they weren't even walking when they first met. I don't have. Yeah. No, because they were just like scooting, and Ollie was like, Ollie was still getting his court. They're 3 months apart, which now age doesn't show. But when you're 6 months and 9 months, that's a big age difference when you're babies. But so with that, we got these pictures taken, and we went to DC. So it was us and Giovanna and my sister came, and basically she was the one that was the best thing
Her,
that happened
her
to me.
sister
because
was the person.
She tells me to
carrying-
suck it in.
She was the one carrying our stuff.
Yeah, she was the one.
Like,
carrying
here you
our
go,
stuff.
Katie. Carry
But she
it.
tells me to suck it in, which I need that because, Manny thinks I look good no matter what. And
No, we had a whole production, and it was all based on Giovanna's really good. I don't know how to really.
I don't know how to put
describe
it in
that
words.
in words.
There were sneak peeks that were incredible.
Yeah, she's really fire. You guys need to really, if you guys any of that kind of really artistic stuff going on, just consult her, because even if she can't do it, she'll get you the right person.
She
but
will let you know.
Yeah, she's definitely up there. Very underrated, I would say, in my opinion. But yeah, so she had obviously all her camera equipment out there. Then we had Katie obviously there, just I wouldn't say moral support, but she was. It was perfect. It was like she was like her assistant, inadvertently, because
like telling us where to put our legs and what to do, and Giovanna was cute because she was like, so she also speaks Spanish. She's bilingual, and it was sometimes I forget what the word is in English, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so grateful for Katie." So it was cool. We had a whole production, and
none
then
of that
at
was
one
planned
point,
either. That's
none
the
of it
thing.
was planned.
That's
at
the
one
best
point,
part.
Manny and I are getting our picture taken, and I look up, and no joke, there's like a school bus full of people just staring at us. They're like, "Oh my God, what cute pictures!" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing."
Yeah,
But
definitely. Being in the DC area on a Saturday when we thought it was going to be a lot colder than it was, but it was a nicer day. There was so many tourists and people out there while we were taking pictures. I mean, most of the time we would just let them go by so that we didn't feel awkward doing whatever we were doing.
Or I let them go by because I was in a full-on squat and my quads were on fire.
Yeah, but it was just funny because at one point I remember we were just holding a pose, or like we were trying to get into the pose, and we just had to do it at that time. I don't know, either whatever the case may be. And there was literally like people talking to us as we're trying to like be serious or smile and do whatever in the direction of Giovanna, who's taking the pictures. And I was just thinking in my head, I mean, I don't know. It was just weird. Like those people were like,
I did not
like everyone was just sitting there like.
I told
they
you
were
guys,
trying to talk
I don't
to
like
us
being
and-
behind the camera.
Yeah, it was different, but
It's so much different than this.
yeah, I think we
But
should take.
Giovanna was
yeah.
so relaxed, and it was really nice to have her do it. Again, like I have no words.
Yeah.
So what we'll do,
First of all,
is...
aside from her actual profession, right? She's just a really good person.
But she's also one of my best friends.
Yeah, she's
So,
a really
yeah.
good person.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole family, the Hunt family is a really great family.
Yeah.
They're awesome people.
Ollie's adorable.
But-
Taylor's a great guy.
But then that also just transfers over into her profession, right?
Yeah.
And you can see it being there. Like we felt like professional supermodels for no reason.
I felt like a model.
Yeah.
I felt...
We were Giovanna's like, put
beautiful.
your leg up, do this, do that. And we're like, what? Just take the goddamn picture, Giovanna. Like, I don't know what to do. Just stop telling me what to do.
And they came out great. I can't wait to see them. We haven't gotten them yet. But I am so excited about it. We'll link, so apart from photography, Giovanna, so we'll link her Instagram, her photography page below. So definitely check her out. We'll also link her Etsy page. So Giovanna and Taylor, on top of amongst the million things that they do, they also have an Etsy page. So Giovanna is an incredible artist, and both of them together, Taylor and Giovanna, make candles. It's soy, non-toxic.
Pretty much all organic, the best type of candle you could ever have. I mean,
and Taylor is a chemist.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So he has a child that lives in his life, right? Or lives in his home. Sorry. So he obviously is thinking like, well, I'm not just going to burn any regular candle, right? Because
it's got to be the best of the best.
Yeah, it has to be the best of the best. And that's the type of people we want to be around, because that's kind of the way we
have
think.
them. So I have
whether we
candle
know it or
warmers,
not.
I have them running all the time. And so that's, they are just... Shout out Giovanna and Taylor.
Yeah.
And Ollie.
We could talk
we
about,
love you, Ollie, too.
Yeah, Ollie, you're the best. You showed Joel a lot of things he doesn't learn here.
So yeah, we had our engagement photos, and then we turned right around and also had our food tasting.
Oh man, do we really want to get into
that?
This?
Was incredible.
Yeah,
it was
we
delicious.
had a food tasting that was supposed to be done the week before even the first video dropped. So Megan fucked up, and
no, we were sick.
Yeah, well, Megan fucked up.
We'll get into that, but we were sick.
We were sick,
and
Megan lost track, and then they called her literally as she's. What were you making? You were making eggplant parmesan. I'm over here like ready for this food, and Megan's over here like.
And I was like, "Hey, are you coming?" And I was like, But we were sick.
Yeah.
We were sick. We did not have the beer bug, but we would not have been able to go. I did mess up. I did not call them and cancel, and I felt like a horrible human being. But we're gonna hire them anyway, so I just felt bad. I felt like a bad person. But we showed up this past week, and so Manny and I. This place, how long has this been open? It's been more recent, but I don't. Maybe
it's
7 years.
It's definitely coming into
5 years,
like
7 years.
It's I don't know, to be
Probably
honest.
since college.
No,
I would say it was not there in high school.
Let me think for 1 second, right? Because it definitely wasn't high school, but it definitely were you. I don't think.
I would think around my junior, senior year in college, because you were like, Megan, there's a Venezuelan place. Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Relatively new, but hasn't been here forever.
This place opened up within the first year. We heard about it. I mean, we heard about it in this Northern Virginia area. Not discrediting any other restaurants or anything like that. There's plenty of them. There's a lot of crazy franchises that are good. But when this place opened up, I'm Venezuelan. We heard about it. We told my mom about it. She said, all right, let's go see what they got. She's like, all right, let's go see what they got. We go there, literally, first time, me, my brother, my sister, my mom. We get there, we sit down, small little, literally, like two. I mean, there was like maybe 6 tables, yeah. Like if you sit down, if it's packed, you're literally just having dinner with like 4 other families or 4 other different participants. And so we sit down and we're like, oh, this is kind of nice. This is because that's kind of the vibe you want in a really good restaurant. If the food's good and if everything else is good. So we get there, we sit down. We look at the menu. We're like, oh, my mom reads the whole thing. She doesn't even care about orders. She just reads the whole thing. She's like, okay, they got all these things. He's talking about the natural juices, the way they prepare their meat and all that. So like, okay, let me get the regular traditional stuff, right? So we get the regular traditional stuff. I was asking Mom, I was like, Mom, what is this? I've never heard you make this. And she's like, yeah, I never made that because that takes forever. That takes forever to cook. So I was like, I'm going to order that then. So, because it just obviously has a description underneath. I'm like, that stuff sounds all great put together. We put our order in, get all our food. We're sitting there grubbing, eating, man. My mom's like laughing. She's like, man, this place is really good. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, they cook better than you, Mom, don't they? and if you know me, how Megan knows me, I literally like straight up just asked her that because she knows like we're completely blind, all open book. She's like, yeah, they make good food here, and then we just had like a whole reminiscing conversation about being back home because like there's obviously that restaurant here is like a gem. Back home there's like thousands, like there's one on every corner. So it's like, dang, it just, every time I go in there, even now, like, when I go in there, I feel like I'm stepping into, like, one of those portals where it takes you somewhere else. Like, I step in there, and, like, I feel like I'm just in Venezuela for, like, that little point in time. And then I leave. But it's awesome. I love that place. Yeah.
But then you invited me to that place.
Oh, yeah.
A long time ago. But, okay, so what we, long story short, well, not too short, but... You tried this place, you invited me, and I was like, I had already loved Venezuelan food before then. I mean, I was like, I would get pumped when Manny would invite me over because I just knew that meant that I would have whatever his mom was cooking. Now. Well, I'm vegetarian now.
Vegetarian,
yes.
pescatarian. Man, when she used to come over to my house, I remember Megan used to walk into my house and used to smell the rice and you want me to make rice today? I had to always, every time you came over, I mean, obviously I never told you this, or it's just not something that never came into my mind, but every time, like, you know, back in high school, or like that time where like it was, you know, you would come over and we would hang out and you had to be home by a certain time or whatever. If we had a plan where you were coming over the next day or I was going to your house, but vice versa, where you were coming to my house, I would tell my mom, Megan's coming over, so she would say like, okay, well, I gotta make extra food. Like she would, you know, she would plan for that. Like I gotta make extra food because obviously you're coming over. Yeah, so exactly. So she would make extra food, and she knew we trapped you.
Yeah, you guys definitely did with the food. That
you.
Was for sure one of the top reasons I stayed with Manny.
Yeah.
But
so I had my mom in cahoots the whole time. I was like, Mom, just make her the rice. Don't even make her the good stuff yet. I was like, just make her the rice. But she hasn't ever had. Never mind. I don't want to get it there.
But so we knew from like way back now. We knew from the first few times that we had this place that we were like, oh my gosh, if we ever get married, wouldn't it be incredible if this place catered our wedding? Like, that would be so cool. And then, you know, and then we picked our venue a while ago, and we walked around. We're loving the place. The place is awesome. It's beautiful. It's right on the water, and it's beautiful. And then the manager is like, yeah, and we work very closely with this catering company, and they have great food, great service. I work with them almost every weekend because they're always here. They're just incredible. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, that'd be nice. But in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to ask Arepas Capital to give us arepas for our wedding. If you guys don't know what arepas is, it's Venezuelan food. It's just a Venezuelan traditional dish. It's like bread. Anyway, so dough, yeah. So the girl gives me the pamphlet, and I Google it because I'm like, well, you know, they do work with them all the time. It's Arepas Capital. It is just their catering company. So, long story short, if you guys didn't figure it out, the tasting that we went to at this Venezuelan restaurant is this major wedding catering company that we are able to get our wedding catered by. So, long story short, it was really awesome, and we're really happy about that because we got our delicious Venezuelan food, and my little white girl heart is exploding of joy because I get my little Venezuelan food.
Good for you, because it's not like we were gonna get barbecue or anything like that. I would.
No. Well,
we're so traditionally Spanish. We all would have been out there.
Making it ourselves. No, we did
That's
talk about that at first. We did talk about that first because we were like, why don't we just make our own food?
You think these backyard weddings things is not a tradition that you guys hear about, where like, you know, not to get too political, but like, obviously the Hispanic community, but like Mexicans, Salvadorians, whatever, those backyard weddings, there's a reason they do that. It's like, man, we're just gonna make this stuff here, guys, man.
Because we got better food than anyone else. Which is why we're able to use Arepas Capital, because they have the same food that we eat every day.
Yeah, I mean, even what was it? Not necessarily their. So obviously, when Megan started researching them a little more, you know, they have like the whole catering menu and all that stuff, and they have like different tiers of their menu. So we were like, okay, well, what tier do we pick? What do we pick? Like, do we want this? Do we want that? And it's funny because we were like, we want all the Spanish food. We want all the Spanish food that we love and have eaten there for even years at this point, just by sitting down. And what is it? What was it called? The
Latina Parrilla.
Yeah, the Latina Parrilla, right? So they have that, and she looks and she's like, this is their cheapest option.
It is.
And then we look and like look through all the food and everything, and we're like, this is their best option. There is
by far.
Yeah, like this is
well,
their
okay,
best.
I don't want to say that because I know that their other options are probably great, which is why they're still, they are an incredible company. But
I would say for us, right?
For us, it was
Yeah.
a perfect option, and
Yeah.
it was just like way too good to be true that it was their cheapest option because we wanted Latina food
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So we had this tasting, and I was a lucky person because I literally got to eat just about everything. Obviously, Megan got to taste all the rice, 2 different types of rice, all the,
yuca, and
yeah,
the arepas, and the pequeños.
all the vegetables, yeah, exactly, all that stuff. And I was just sitting here like, man, I haven't even ordered some of these things at their restaurant because we usually just go straight for the traditional stuff, and like we never really deviate from that. So I as we were sitting there tasting some of these things, I was telling Megan, man, they should have a like wedding. I'm just next time I come here, we're just gonna order the wedding tasting.
Dish, yeah,
like
just
the
give me the wedding
tasting.
tasting.
Give me the wedding tasting. I'll pay for that because it was like a bunch of food, and then it was also really good. Like everything was really good, so it was awesome. It was. Oh my god, yeah, that's another thing. I don't think I've ever had the dessert there.
Never.
I never had a dessert there because I've had the dessert obviously in my own home. Megan makes that type of dessert now, and we figured out one key ingredient now that we're probably going to use into our own desserts because it was like, man, this changed like the flavor 1000% completely, but it's like it didn't. It was just like perfect, you know.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh my gosh, but it's been hard to plan a wedding when we have so much going on. So it was really nice to have this last week that we could have knocked 2 things out to get our wedding done. We got our engagement photos to get our save the dates, and we got our tasting done, which was really cool. But it is difficult because I've been in school gone for so long. I'm finally home, but not really now. So
so before we get into this next topic, shout out Arepas Capital.
Oh yeah,
if you're in the Northern Virginia area, search Arepas Capital. Please go there. Order off of the first page of the menu because that's usually their traditional stuff. But you can order anything on there.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. But the first page is the traditional, and then shout out to Giovanna and Taylor, just for being A, really great friends, and then B, for helping us. Through this past week's engagement photos and all of that. So thank you guys.
Yes. You guys are great.
Yeah.
But with me being away, we talked a little bit last week that I'm in PA school. And so my didactic year, I was home because of the beer bug, and now I am in clinicals, which has been cool because I'm getting a lot of experience, but it's not cool when you're not single and you have kids because I am gone. We live in North Virginia, but I've been placed in other places in Virginia, so I'm about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. I was also placed in West Virginia for a while. So it's been a total of 3 months maybe out of the entire year that I've been gone. I would pack my suitcase and leave for the week and go to work, do everything, and then come home on the weekends. And that it's been really tough. It was really great these past month because I was in a really awesome location and I was right around the corner about a mile from the house. And then my rotation just recently switched, so now I'm back to being about. It's not terrible. It's about an hour and 15 minutes, so I'm not, or an hour in the early morning. But I'm not staying during the week now, but I am commuting. So an hour is a pretty long drive. So I'm
I guess in the Northern Virginia area, it's kind of standard to commute that far.
Yeah.
But when you've been, like, for the past month, commuting down the street and coming back.
5 minutes, yeah.
I mean, when you have that type of, I'll brag here a little bit. I've had that for the past year, and I'll probably have that again for the next 6 months to a year before.
But even after that, you're going to be commuting 20 minutes? It's not that far.
No, well, that's what I'm getting at. Is like, I've had that scenario, like the best case scenario that anybody who has a job wants, which is like, I don't want to have to worry about traveling in 45 minutes to an hour into DC, into Maryland, into whatever. But Megan had, she had the great side of things, but now she has the regular side of the Northern Virginia area travel, and it's just like
which is okay. But I'm actually going the opposite way, so I don't hit any traffic. But prior to that, I was pretty far, and
she
I was at
living
different,
somewhere
and
else.
I was living somewhere else, and I was
in her own
living
home.
on an air mattress on the floor.
Yeah, she's in her master's program, going back to the good old undergrad things.
I had actually lived a little bit better in undergrad than I did. You know what? No. My air mattress was very comfortable, and I had an incredible roommate. I told you guys I didn't have a roommate in undergrad. I had a roommate here at my rotation. I don't know. But my good girl, Chelsea, she was my roommate, and if she was gone for a night and I had to sleep there by myself, I was like, oh my gosh, this is
man, I would have been sleeping on her bed.
I had what? Oh, no. My air mattress was very comfortable. There was no need to. But I stayed with Chelsea in Victoria. We had a lot of fun. But yeah. No. There was no king-size bed there. It was a twin-size bed and a twin-size mattress.
I'm saying I would have put them together.
And Chelsea and I would just go to sleep. Good night. We could just...
God, that's all.
That was my little buddy. And now we're far away. I miss you, Chelsea. But no, it was tough, and it was tough in a lot of ways. Shout out to you. Single dadding it up.
Yeah, I mean, think about this.
You did everything on your own. I'm so grateful for you.
Right, I'm not trying to like diminish anything you're doing. Like, we planned this, right? We did this on purpose.
You don't have to diminish anything. Yeah, taking care of 2 kids is really difficult by yourself for all. I mean, I literally would come home on Saturdays and Sundays, and that was it. And even now, I don't come home until 5:30.
Now
it's not that bad. That's kind of normal, but
yeah, it was literally just more of like having to take care of the kids, put them to bed. It's like, all right, well, this is boring. At least now we get to work on this and do whatever it is that we do. At least I have some time where I'm not just like, I literally would just sit on the couch and be like, waiting for time to go by so I can go to bed and wait for the next. Yeah, it was whack. No, it wasn't even. Not really. I was me and Joelle and Zyla.
You did
living that bachelor life, eating pizza every day, steak and cheese. Now we gotta eat all healthy because Megan likes to cook. I'm like, man, I was good. I
would get the ring notifications, and it would be the same guy.
The guy every day. I'm like, dude, me and that guy, like, it's the same
Manny would
spot.
pop out of the door. I would literally be watching them. The guy would deliver the same. It was from the pizzeria down the street, whether it was pasta or pizza, whatever you guys got. Manny would open the door. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, how's it going? We wouldn't even talk about the food anymore or nothing. We'd just be like, how's it going? One time I walked out, I seen him delivering food to another place, and he was like, hey man, how you doing? How's the kids?
One time he delivered food to the other place, and I was like, are you coming to my house? And he was like, no, actually I'm a couple houses down today. He ordered food the other day though, and I laughed so hard.
that guy knew me by name pretty much. But yeah, like, I mean, obviously the biggest thing,
I make food.
The biggest thing while mom's away or Megan's away, it's just like, I mean, we have a king size bed. You guys don't understand. I mean, if you have a king size bed, you understand. If you have that by yourself, that is probably like the best feeling ever, right? But when you're like used to like elbowing somebody in the middle of the night or hitting them with the cold feet, then that's like normal. So to me, I was like, man, I can't put my cold feet on nobody tonight. I can't hit him with
So it's not that you missed me, it's that you missed annoying me.
Yeah, pretty much. I could hit him. I could have hit you with this thing, in the middle of the night, and I was like, wait, I hit you right.
You do starfish.
Yeah, of course. Right? What do you mean? It's my bed.
I don't sleep very well.
You just have
and
to
then
sleep
Manny sleeps very well, and he's snoring, and will literally be like. And I get so mad. I'm like flipping the covers over, like get the.
Yeah, and then I guess the worst part too is having her back home this past month and being like, literally
getting used to that.
Getting used to you being here, like, oh, I'm getting off work. Okay, I'll see you in 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah. Whatever. I even had time to go play basketball and come back and all that still. But and realistically, this past month was really how this podcast came about, was because she was home, so my time freed up a lot more, and she was able, obviously, to help me with the kids, and we were putting them to bed early. We're like, okay, well, we can do this. We're putting them to bed.
Actually, the best thing that also happened was daylight savings. Because now they go to bed at like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
That is true.
Joel's like, it's like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that is true.
Ready to go to bed. He walked in the room tonight and was like, night-night? I was like, yeah, buddy, it's time for, okay, yeah. Just walked in. He caused a little bit of trouble after that, but he did put himself to bed.
Yeah,
he just walked into the room and was like, all right, turn off the light. And I was like, okay, buddy, here you go. And he's like, are you gonna, like, just ready for, anyway.
Yeah, I guess Friday nights, shoot nights, it's going to be different for him because we're getting ready. We're trying to make this as professional, but also as enjoyable as possible for us. We're like sitting here getting ready as if we're like going out for a Friday night. So that way we're getting super hyped. We're setting this setup together, whatever it is that we're doing. And so we just let him like play around for a little extra longer. But I almost feel like Joao knew that something was going on because I was dressed up and I was putting him to bed. He's like, no, I don't want to go to bed.
He definitely knew because I'm sitting there doing my hair and he was like,
he's like, you guys are leaving me? You guys just put me to bed and leaving me? It's like, no, we're not leaving you, but come on, go to bed, man. We're trying to get, into mommy and daddy time. So, but
welcome to the club.
Yeah, podcasting is awesome, and just having something to look forward to at the end of the week. And all that it's amazing. So that's like the main reason this podcast came about was obviously my time opened up, kids are here, we're putting them to bed, we have like our routine kind of back. So that's, since we have that, we said, all right, we might as well start the podcast and get it going. That's how the last 2-3 weeks has been. And luckily, even though Megan now is obviously a little bit further, she doesn't have to stay there. So well,
it was good, because I was home sooner. So I was home around 4 o'clock. Now I'm home around 5:30, 6 o'clock. But since I was home at 4, then we were able to plan everything, get everything done. And now that I'm home later, we have an established plan to do something. But
now it's going to be just us holding ourselves accountable, whatever time it is, whatever time of the year is, to keep uploading every single, whatever day it is that we decide to make that, because, right now it is what it is, but we don't know until we're like, okay, this is going to be the best thing for our schedule. It keeps changing, and that's the annoying part, because if it's just, okay, she's working, I'm working, that's easy. Then we know, like, okay, boom, 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 this is what we're doing. Right now, because it keeps changing, that's actually like a huge variable that we have to work through. And I mean, I guess I'll say this now so that everyone kind of gets an idea of what's there to come. Is Megan's graduating soon, holidays are coming up. We still plan on making this stuff work out around all of that so that we can stay consistent uploading this content, because it's that way it's just something to be like, all right, we have to hold ourselves accountable and we have to keep doing it, and it's fun. So that way, so we could be at a Thanksgiving gathering shooting this in the room next door or whatever before we eat or whatever, so that way we know, like, hey, this is what we did. So just be on the lookout for those kind of things.
Absolutely. I would say, though, one of the very few things that has been bad about me being home was that I was working at a pediatric clinic, and being at a pediatric clinic, you get a lot of sick kids, which means I get sick, which means you get sick, which means the kids get sick. So it was great to be home.
And hey, no knock to anybody who works in the healthcare field, but first of all, blood, not me. Second of all,
boogers,
blood,
not you.
Me. So, none of that. I hate being around the hospitals, the clinics. It's just like I have this phobia from it, and I can't do it.
The biggest thing you guys need to do: wash your hands. 20 seconds. Doesn't matter if it's hot or cold water. Just wash your hands. Get in between. Do really good. Get your fingernails, soap and water, and you're good to go. New towel. But we got sick.
Yeah, so we got sick.
So back to what I said at the beginning of the podcast, or what we said at the beginning of this podcast. Last week, I had a cough. I couldn't hear out of my ear. You guys didn't obviously know that, but I couldn't hear out of my right ear, so everything was just messed up. I had a cough. My throat was sore. I sounded congested. I didn't think I sounded that bad on video, but I might sound a little bit better today. You actually sounded really good. You sounded normal and you felt normal, but 2 days prior you were not. And let me tell you, we did not have the beer bug, but whatever it was, kicked our butt.
What do you think it was, since you're the medical professional here?
I know exactly what it was.
Okay, what did I have? Because did we all have the same thing?
Yes, we did. So we had a little bit of something called RSV. It's respiratory syncytial virus. The reason why I know that is because I had my kids tested for it. RSV, I'll give you a little tidbit as a medical professional. RSV is, it's a cold. It could be a very mild cold. It comes around the same season as flu, so it's kind of a double whammy. But most kids by the age of 2 will have RSV, and you might not even take them to the doctor. They have a runny nose, they have a cough, they might be wheezing a little bit, but not too concerning. That's RSV, and if it's in the wintertime, it's RSV. The problem is when they're very small babies, when they're immunocompromised, or like old people who are immunocompromised, people with pulmonary issues, people with cardiac issues, RSV can seriously affect them. So when we got RSV, I had an inkling that I had RSV, but I just didn't really, I didn't want it to be, I guess. I stayed out of work for 2 or 3 days, and Manny was out of work for 2 or 3 days. Actually, you got a fever, which was wild for an adult. So we got our asses whooped from this thing, and I was terrified for our kids because the biggest thing is RSV affects kids under 3 months, but anyone under a year, I mean, you're not developed yet. Your lungs aren't developed until you're like 11 or 12. So I was terrified for the kids, and we got our butts whooped. We, hot. We were sore throats. We were coughing, miserable, sweaty. Oh, it was horrible. And then Joao and Zyla had. Zyla actually was the best one. She had a runny nose and a cough, and then her cough is so cute. She's like, her tongue like sticks out. She's so cute. Anyway, Joao was a little bit sicker. He got a fever a couple times, and he had a cough. Yeah, he did tell me that he was telling me he had pain, so I knew he had a sore throat. I looked in his ears, of course, because I'm me, and he had an ear infection. I did take him in for that. RSV tidbit. You don't get antibiotics for RSV. It's a virus, so you can't ever treat that. It's just supportive care, like hydration, keeping your kids hydrated. Actually food really isn't a big thing. It's really just hydration and like keeping them comfortable. But once I saw he had an ear infection, I took him in because he needed antibiotics. And when I took him in, I was like, hey, test them for RSV. I think they have RSV. So they did, which is then I knew that we all 4 had RSV. But let me tell you, taking care of kids, long-winded story.
Yeah.
Wow.
So first of all, being sick, right, just sucks. I mean, I think at this stage in our lives, we're 27 years old. I don't know if you guys remember the last time you were sick. Exactly, but when I'm gonna just speak for myself, but the last time I remember being like, decently sick, it was just super miserable, or it was just like non-existing. It was one or the other, right? Like you're either really sick, or you're just like
a runny nose,
or you have whatever it is, and you're still out and about running around like doing. You're just doing stupid stuff because you shouldn't be doing that when you're sick. But now at this age, we got sick, and it probably wasn't even that bad, to be honest. Because I had a slight fever for like 4 hours, and I had to call out of work. And all of that. First of all, because they don't want you to obviously be contagious or anything like that.
The man flu, by the way.
But it was just like, what the heck is this? Like, I haven't remembered being this. I don't remember being sick like this. But yeah, it was completely different. And then obviously when your kids are also sick, you're trying to sit here, take care of yourself. You want to kind of just relax, let
all I wanted to do was lay in bed.
Yeah, you wanted to lay down, like, eat soup, whatever it is that you do, like to help you get over your sickness. But no, you don't get to do that.
No days off when you're a sick parent.
You get to watch your kids do that.
Yeah.
While you're just like, ah.
Joel's sitting on the couch like.
Yeah.
Like this with his blanket up, and he's like, "Agua, please."
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I want to be laying on the couch asking for water.
Yeah. He got to do pretty much everything he wanted to do because, well, him and Zyla, obviously. Actually, I mean, Zyla really didn't have that, but
Zyla wasn't bad, which I'm really, you know what, both of them were not bad.
No.
We're really grateful for how they were.
Amazing.
But it's funny how the youngest one was the least sick. Joel?
Yeah.
Oh, Joel got pretty sick. I mean, he was down for the count for a couple days.
I mean, he had an ear infection.
Right. So the viruses can cause ear infection. So yeah, he got an ear infection on top of him having the cough and trouble breathing and just copious amounts of boogers.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he I know he didn't drag it out because he's too young to even know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, it looks like that because I'm like, man, you're not even that sick, man.
Yeah, go get your own yogurt.
Yeah, get over here and eat. Like, you're not even that sick. But really, obviously, he was like that sick.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, all right, whatever. You get to watch TV,
TV
today.
He got whatever he wanted.
You're gonna eat half your sandwich and then ask for that thing over there and eat that.
And we'll give it to you.
Yeah, because
we'll give you your chocolate milk.
We gave him like 1 or 2 days of that because after that, I was like, man, you're not that sick no more. You're gonna eat your food now. But it was still just. It was very interesting because we hadn't been sick like that before too. That's another thing. So.
No, neither of them. Neither of them had been sick before.
Exactly.
Joel got sick
but
for
it was very
one day
light.
when he was like 9 months old.
Yeah, very light.
And it was he got a fever and then it was gone.
This was the first time
wild.
as a family. This was the first time as a family we've been sick down for the count. It was just like completely brand new to us. Like, man, this is what is happening right now. And
we are sick.
Yeah, it's funny because obviously Megan works in a clinic or a hospital.
Yeah.
And she couldn't go in.
Yeah.
So my work doesn't they don't allow you to go in, especially during this time.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, do not come in. We don't want anybody else getting sick. So
which is good.
Which we felt like we were back in like high school.
That's right.
Because when we had like a snow day, like a random snow day, because we were all at home, and Joelle was like, "Oh, you guys are home today, so I get to mess with you guys
I
instead
actually
of just
felt
grandma."
like I used to tell my mom I had a sore throat, which I would wake up with a sore throat.
Yeah, she's lying. Look.
I would wake up with a sore throat, but
Mrs.
then the sore
Anderson,
throat got
she's
better.
Lying. She's lying.
But no.
If you
Sorry.
want more
anyway,
details of that, just come.
You go ahead and finish. I felt like we were playing hooky.
Yeah,
I just felt like we should have gone in, but we know with times now, and we knew that we were contagious because
exactly. That's the mentality.
My healthcare, I knew, but we couldn't have. But it was funny that I felt like we were playing hooky.
Yeah, no, well, that's the mentality, right? Like everyone's like, oh, I don't want to get fired. I don't want to look down upon this.
Yeah.
I have to go in and work. And you're right. You should think like that. But obviously, with all this stuff that's been going on, you can't afford anybody to get sick because the thing is, when you are sick, that other virus is that more detrimental to your health. So, so that's why it was just interesting. We like ran a bunch of errands that day because we were like, hey, we're home. We can go do all this stuff because we wouldn't have been able to have this free day. We did a bunch of stuff for the podcast. We
set it up, got a little business plan going.
Yeah, we just did a bunch of other extracurriculars. We helped my mom take care of the kids. We did, she was like happy that we were home and she was with us. So
yeah.
But
so it was.
It was interesting, very, very interesting.
But those first couple days of being sick were definitely tough. So shout out to all the parents because I'm sure if you have ever had a sick day, even if your kids aren't sick. If your kids aren't sick, that's even worse. But because then they want to go, and you want to no. But the best thing is Joelle was able to sit on the couch and do nothing, and we could sit on the couch and do nothing. But anyway, so the parents are a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of struggles with being parents. But, it is what it is. So, with that.
There's definitely a lot. It was just a different experience that we hadn't dealt with before. That's like the biggest thing, right? Like,
I think we handled it pretty well, though. And I mean, the biggest thing is, like,
course.
As a parent, you got
There's no right
your
or wrong way to
priority
do it, yeah.
is your children. So yeah, Mandy and I were sick, but our biggest thing was making sure Zyla was breathing okay and Joao was doing okay. We knew Joao was always going to be okay. He was a little bit sicker, but we knew that he was going to be okay. But I mean, those were the priorities.
I don't know. I was happy I had a free day, so I was just like, Joao, you're staying with Grandma. Me and Megan are gonna run errands today.
But that was on like day. That was like day 3, 3 or 4. So it wasn't even like that first day. We were out and we were all sitting on the couch. But the biggest things: do your best, wash your hands, keep your kids healthy, keep yourself healthy. Yeah.
Take care of yourself for sure. Obviously, your kids too if you have kids. But
I can't stress enough washing hands. We see it all over the place, but gosh, the things it can prevent, but. Keeping yourself healthy is huge. Drinking water, keeping healthy,
staying hydrated,
eating well.
Yeah, eating. You don't even have to be on a crazy diet. Just eat decently well. Yeah. Keep cleanliness around your house. Keeping that up to par helps because obviously it prevents. It's just like preventative. Being preventative.
Hey, I can go. That's a whole other podcast. I can go all day about preventative
being
stuff.
Being preventative helps obviously the whole thing. And within this last couple of months, we had a bunch of stuff happen. So I think we kind of fell off, but now we're back on it. So
poop water.
Yeah, but obviously, So that's.
So yeah, that is our podcast for tonight.
Yeah, that's our podcast for
this
week.
I think that's a good end point. So
thank you guys again for supporting us last week and whoever's going to continue to support us this week.
Yes, tell your friends, tell your family,
tell everybody.
Reach out because it really does
mean a lot to us. We need
one
more like this week for us to be like on top of the moon.
Yes. To get to 60 followers.
Yeah.
But it means so much to us. It really does because it means that there are people out there that are enjoying what we are talking about. We're enjoying it so much. And again, we could have one follower and that would be totally okay.
We technically couldn't have we've uploaded one video. We technically could have said we could have been on the not necessarily negative side, but we just could have had a different perspective and said, you know what, this is not really working.
But then we have people calling us and people commenting and liking.
That's awesome.
It just meant so much to us. So please, comment, give us suggestions, give us feedback. Follow us on social media at 2M's in a Podcast for Instagram, at 2M's in a Podcast Twitter, 2M's in a Podcast on YouTube. The link for all of that is going to be below. We also have a link below for any merchandise. We have T-shirts and coffee cups.
Yeah,
and
we have a bunch of random stuff.
Hoodies.
We started a little.
So if you guys want to buy some of those, please do because our T-shirts are coming in soon. We're actually going to have them hopefully not next podcast, but the next in 2 weeks or so. We'll have the T-shirts. So if you guys want a T-shirt, that'd be great. Support us with anything that's to support, help us grow to what we want to be and what we want to do. Get our name out there and everything. That would be really helpful.
Another thing that I want to add on to that is the main reason we're pushing that too is because we want to update the studio as soon as possible, right? We want we have so many crazy ideas to where we can have the whole back looking like something that we have in our brains, and we just slowly want to kind of get to that point. So that's why we're trying to push for all that, obviously. And
in order to get all that, just support us. You don't have to buy anything. Just like and subscribe. That's the biggest thing. Is you do not need to buy anything from us. We are never going to ask people to buy things. It's just supporting us, liking us. If you want to share us, that's a great thing.
That's a great point. Because yes, we do have things you can buy. If you do those things, great. If you don't, the next way you can really support us is watching our video, engaging with us in the comments, to asking us questions and on things that we might have said that you're like
that you want more information.
Yeah,
on.
that either you want more information on, or you're just like, I don't know about that. What did you think about this? Just having that engagement.
Or even just in general.
Yeah,
if
in
you
general.
want us to touch on something
Exactly.
that you like, that we'll talk about for sure. We'll talk about anything. I mean, we're already pretty vulnerable up here in the first place, so we'll talk about anything in the world.
If it's something out of the blue that has nothing to do with this podcast or a previous one that you're just you're just like, hey, I want to know what you guys think about this, or hey, I think about this. Like this, what do you guys think about? Like, it just we can give our opinion. Give us your opinion. We'll bring it up on our podcast either in the following weeks. And so just please follow us on there. Once again, we also want to shout out Giovanna and Taylor. Please follow them on all their social medias. We will link them on this video. G
Hunt Photography, I'll link it below. Treasures of the Crow, Etsy, I'll link it below. Giovanna, like I said, I mentioned she also does some art, so it's Giovanna Viola Studio. I'll link it below. And Arepas Capital, I'll link them below. We have no affiliation with any of them.
We have zero sponsors.
This is just purely
this is literally just the stuff
love.
We like. Yeah, we like the people we like, and we're just. I mean, we're happy to talk about them. Not asking for anything or none of that because it's just who we are. Obviously.
This is just love.
So it's awesome.
So with that, I'm Megan.
I'm Manny.
And this is 2 M's in a Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week.
You guys have a great rest of your week. Have a good one.